Συνεχίζουμε με ακόμα μια συνέντευξη που έρχεται από το Βόρειο Λονδίνο. Ο πρόεδρος της ΝΕΠΟΜΑΚ Ηνωμένου Βασιλείου, κύριος Κωνσταντίνος Αλεξάνδρου, φιλοξενείται από τον σταθμό μας και συνομιλεί με την συνεργάτιδα του σταθμού μας, Άντα Μουράτη. Ο κύριος Αλεξάνδρου μας μιλά για τις δραστηριότητες της οργάνωσης όσον αφορά την βοήθεια και τον εθελοντισμό που προσφέρουν στην περίοδο του COVID-19, καθώς και στις στενές σχέσεις που έχει η NEPOMAK με διάφορους οργανισμούς και συγκεκριμένα με την Εθνική Κυπριακή Ομοσπονδία. Ακόμα επισημαίνει τους στόχους της NEPOMAK που αφορούν τόσο στο Εθνικό Θέμα της Κύπρου, όσο και στα προγράμματα επίσκεψης που οργανώνουν κάθε χρόνο, διδάσκοντας την παράδοση και την κουλτούρα της Κύπρου. Ας παρακολουθήσουμε αυτή την ενδιαφέρουσα συνέντευξη.
Κυρίες και κύριοι, καλησπέρα σας. Καλησπέρα από το Hellenic TV. Σήμερα λοιπόν έχουμε την τιμή και τη χαρά μας να φιλοξενούμε τον κύριο Κωνσταντίνο Αλεξάνδρου, ο οποίος είναι ο Vice President of NEPOMAK στο UK. Πάμε λοιπόν να τον γνωρίσουμε και φυσικά να μάθουμε τι κάνει η νεολαία μας, τόσο για να βοηθήσει την παροικία μας, αλλά και σε γενικότερο πλαίσιο αυτή τη δύσκολη χρονική στιγμή. Mr. Alexandrou, welcome to the Hellenic TV.
Hello there, thank you for having me. I'd like to say thank you to Hellenic TV in general because they've been very supportive to the organisation throughout my term as president of NEPOMAK UK.
Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us today. So, Mr. Alexandrou, do you want to introduce yourself to us and to our viewers? For example, would you like to say us a few words about your background? Where did you born? What have you studied?
Okay, yeah. So, born in North London, Barnet, so quite close to the, how do you say, like the focal point of the Cypriot community in the UK. My interest in Cyprus and my heritage actually came from my father, who was quite active back in the day in terms of, you know, lobbying for Cyprus and in terms of the invasion. That kind of kick-started my interest, and really just following the history of Cyprus. The internet's been very helpful for that, and just learning from my relatives, my own Paul, it really kind of developed into a real passion for Cyprus. And then I found NEPOMAK, and this is something that helped me express my Cypriotness, my heritage, because you don't really get to do that a lot in your day-to-day lives in England. Yeah, and it was something that I treasured, and I got involved with the organisation after uni. I found that after university, I'd lost touch with a lot of my Cypriot friends back home. So NEPOMAK became that channel for me.
When did you become a member of NEPOMAK, and what inspired you to get involved in NEPOMAK?
So I picked up a flyer for NDCP, the NEPOMAK Discover Cyprus program, which we do every year in Cyprus in the summer, and that was in 2014, and that experience for 3 weeks was like the most amazing experience I've ever had, and it was seeing Cyprus in a whole new end, and just my heritage and the history of Cyprus, and doing that trip with other Cypriots and knowing that, finding out, realizing that being Cypriot, or you know, having that heritage all kind of united us. And even if we were from backgrounds, I mean, people on the trip came from Australia, from South Africa, but we all had something in common, and we all had, you know, a common place, something to discuss and something to be friends about. Yeah, and that kind of made me even more inspired and impassioned to get involved with the community. And then I joined relatively soon after that, and 4 years later, I found myself as president. But it was a long road to that point, and a lot of, you know, volunteering and contributing to the organisation.
How many members does NEPOMAK have now?
It depends how you quantify it. I mean, we've got thousands of people who are signed up, who sign up to our newsletter, who come to our events, but in terms of people who contribute to the actual organisation of events and initiatives, we have 22 committee members, 4 officers, the president, vice president, treasurer and secretary. And then we have members who are called the secretariat, who would like to be committee members or might not, but want to be involved in some respect as well. So, we can have anywhere between 30 to 50 people helping out in our events.
How are you helping the community during the pandemic? What NEPOMAK does now?
Yes, so usually NEPOMAK holds events, social events. You might have seen our boat party that we hold annually in the summer, and we do other social events. We do community events. We do trips away for our committee members. We did a museum event at the British Museum where they taught us about history. So there's a whole host of things ranging from community, charity, culture, social. But obviously that's a lot more difficult while we're in this period because you can't see anyone. So where we found our purpose is helping elderly and vulnerable Cypriots in the community who can't access shopping or running errands that they need to do. And really we had a great response for a call for action we put on our social media saying we need volunteers who are willing to help elderly people and vulnerable people obtain soft shopping and other needs. We had loads of people sign up, and you will know the National Federation of Cypriots in the UK is our parent organisation. They get a call for someone who needs something. They come to us and say, can we use one of your volunteers who are young and not as at risk to COVID-19 to go and do that shopping and help? And yeah, that's really been our purpose. We've had a lot of people helping. We've had a lot of people that we've never met before, never known to the organisation, sign up and say, I'm here, I'm a Cypriot, and that hopefully will, help us progress and then become more incorporated with the organisation. And in terms of our own membership, we've been trying to do online kind of initiatives. So we've done a virtual quiz.
Mm-hmm.
We did a Facebook live music concert with another up-and-coming Cypriot talent, Andigoni. So we're looking to do new things. We're trying to innovate what we can do online and not be together, basically.
Perfect. So if someone needs help, they can get in touch with you by call, by phone, website, social, or everywhere. How can people get in touch with you?
So we have our email, which is it's uk@nepomak.org. But most people can find us on Facebook and Instagram,
mm-hmm.
and on the website nepomak.org. We have people private message on Facebook, on Instagram, or people just email in and ask us. Again, like I said, the person that needs the help comes from the National Federation of Cypriots, and our volunteers have signed up through our channels, and that's how we found people.
What kind of responsibility have you undertaken at this difficult time? Are you working now from home? Are you doing meetings to continue?
In terms of NEPOMAK itself, in the organisation, so luckily with technology, we can do Skype, we can do Zoom, as we're doing now, to have this conversation. And we do monthly meetings with our committee and secretariat. So we can get 30 odd people on a call, and we can actually all have a discussion. We can still plan things during this time. And it's about keeping people in touch with you know, with each other. It's a great reason for people to be communicating with each other, so they don't feel alone, and they know there's someone to talk to and a reason to talk to someone.
Would you like to say us something more about NEPOMAK?
Yeah, I mean, anyone watching who's between the ages of 18 to 30, please look into us, because there's a lot to offer, and there's so much to offer. So like I mentioned, we have the NDCP trips, the NCCT trip. The NDCP is for 18 to 22-year-olds to go to Cyprus for 3 weeks and study the history and language. NCCT is the older trip, which is for 23 to 30-year-olds. And it's a 10-day trip, but you go all over the island and see things you'll never be able to see usually. We do scholarships, we do internships. I mean, one of the internships we offer is with the United Nations in New York. I mean, that's an amazing opportunity. And I'm sure most people would be interested in something like that. And yeah, it's, you know, a lot of Cypriots now are looking for a way to integrate with the community, and it's a great way. Everyone's friendly in NEPOMAK. You know, we're all here for the common goal, and I think people assimilate and get involved quite quickly.
Really very nice. What would you like to say to our viewers watching us now?
The message would be to stay safe, or in the UK, it's stay alert. Look out for your neighbours and your friends and your family. Make sure people, if you haven't heard from anyone for some time, reach out to them. And remember that, you know, there's a community here, and together we are stronger. So embrace it.
Mr. Alexander, thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you. Thank you very much.